Well, a very good evening everybody and welcome to DTR Live. This is Delta T Racing coming live from the Circuit de Monaco in the Principality of Monaco in southern France. This is round 8 of our 14 race championship, so we are into the second half of the season now. Just waiting for the cars to go out. Whilst we do, we'll have a quick look at the driver's standings, if I can get them to work. Here we are. So after the last round, Chalker's taking victory at Italy, actually moves himself up into first position in the Division 1 Championship. 6 points clear of Shabby currently. Shabby penalised in the last race for an incident with Michael, so dropping him from 2nd down to 7th, which is where he lost the lead. Michael did seem odds on to win the Italian Grand Prix, but the stewards did deem that there was an incident, so these are the standings that we have at the moment. Okay, so let's jump out and see who is live at the moment. Get telemetry up. Okay, so the first car to set a lap looks like it's going to be Bren. We'll follow with him on the Alpine at the moment. Set up. Okay, so driving on board with Brent at the moment, going down into the hairpin. Lowe's hairpin, sorry, completely missed that. Into Poitiers, so into the tunnel section now. And we're heading down towards the Nouvelle chicane, which is very easy to lose a lot of time here. Or also to invalidate the lap, which he has. We have an invalidation there. So behind him we have Chalkers on a hot lap, so it looks like Chalkers going to be the first to set time. We've also been in excellent form so far this year, Chalkers. Obviously leading the championship, been very consistent throughout his races, which is obviously why it's put him at the top. So he hasn't set a lap, so who is the next one out? It's across the line even. We'll stay on with Yari. Yari obviously does very well in qualifying, but seems to struggle a bit for luck in the races, but currently puts himself up into second. Who else is out? We've got Member, who's going to cross the line and puts himself up into fourth with a 1:10.6. We then have is going to cross the line. He's on an outlap. Also on an outlap, so Monaco on an outlap. Everybody seems to be on outlaps at the moment. So Kiko there does actually cross the line with a time of 1:11.164. Just behind him was Livermore. I'd like to welcome Livermore to the DTR community. He's an old name to a lot of people. We've raced with him before. Has a lot of pace and a good driver, so very glad to have him here at DTR. He's going to be a regular reserve to start with in Division 1. Hopefully he can free up some time and take a full seat in the future. But great to have you here, and currently putting in a 5th best time. Okay, so Mamba now coming into the pits. Prince starting. The Prince has lost his front wing there, so he won't be putting a time on the board. puts himself in a provisional pole, 109.551. Donkey Dan is our reserve in for today. We've got a few absentees, which I'll go through in a moment. I just want to catch Livermore going up for a second lap. Not going to improve, but I think just get some times. Chalkers does improve there, so 109.652. Yeah, just get the tyres up, so I thought he was Chalkers onto the medium, so he's just getting some sighters in, but 0.1 down on Donkey Dan's fastest time. He's on 3 medium, so does look like Chalkers is going to be one of the ones to beat again. Wesley coming into the pits, so running through some of the absentees tonight. We've got Boss Motz and Sven Horsen are missing tonight. Ira Stein is missing whilst he continues his practicing for the Spa 24 Hours iRacing, which incidentally is this weekend, 21st to 23rd of January. Ibany is away as well. Unfortunately he's away with work, so was unable to attend tonight. We have Brent, DTR Brent, who's not here tonight. Hopefully he's listening in. Not very well. So Brent, we wish you well. Miss you on the grid, and we look forward to having you back next race at Silverstone. And the last one missing today is EVG Trench, who made his debut last week in the Ferrari in front of the Tifosi. He took a third place podium on his debut, so we're hoping that he might back it up today, but obviously other commitments. But in their places, reserves, we have in Tickett and Donkey Dan, both from Division 2, currently 3rd and 4th in the standings there. Tickett in 3rd, Donkey Dan in 4th, separated only by 3 points. We have Zavi, who will be driving the Ferrari tonight. He's currently 5th in Division 3. And obviously Livermore, we've mentioned, who's on his debut tonight. Told me that my game volume's a little bit high, so let's turn that down a bit. Okay, so I'm going to turn that down, Brent, if you could tell me if that's a little bit better. Hopefully you can hear me. Not that many people want to. So Broomer here, just starting a hot lap now. So we are getting people that are starting their second runs. So we need to keep our eyes peeled as to who's going to be crossing the line. Michael is going to be the first to cross the line. Put a serious lap on the board. Nope. Okay. We'll catch somebody one day who's doing a hot lap. Colin Robb, another new addition. So welcome to him. So he literally just signed up to the league recently. Yep, a very good welcome to him. So just jumping on, I'm just going to try and tweak some settings as well whilst I'm doing this, just to try and get the game sound a little bit lower. I think perhaps it's a bit high. So unfortunately my other microphone decided to stop working just as we were going to go live, so I've had to go to my old version. Jumping back here, we've got Livermore is onto a flying lap, currently 110.953. Be Behind there I've missed Michael. I've been following him and then I missed him. Puts himself up into second place. So Yari is on a hot lap, but we're just going to look at where's the other Mercedes? Donkey Dan. Okay, Donkey Dan with a 109.5. Yari there picking up a 5-second grid penalty for a collision with Prince Killer. Well, that's going to hurt Yari, as they're currently on provisional pole position. Where's Prince? Prince is out. So Prince hasn't even put a lap on the board, so that's going to be very hard work for him. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on the chat to find out what happened there. Okay, so we'll jump back on and see who's going to be next across the line. I think it's going to be Donkey Dan, who has invalidated anyway. We are then going to have, I think it's going to be Kiko. Yeah, Kiko will be the next to set the time here for us. So let's follow Kiko as he's going into the final section here. And onto the start-finish line. Let's see, Kiko. Who's on an outlap? I really am rubbish at spotting who's on an outlap and who's not. Okay, Savvy. He is on an outlap. Kiko is on a living wall. Will be, I believe, the next to cross the line. It may well be tickered. And I'm going to follow a living wall because then at least I can get a time off of somebody. Oh, that was very, very close there. Fastest lap chalkers. So the McLaren's doing well again, currently in first and third position. So Carwin Rob is starting his hot lap, so we'll keep an eye on him just to see how he does on his debut. So yeah, very unlucky for Prince and Yari there. I'm not, as I say, I'm not sure what happened. Obviously there was a collision. Yari losing his front wing. Very, very tight around Monaco, so very easy to collide. So Tickard is going to cross the line. We'll see if Tickard can improve at a 109.4. He does to a 109.2, but he does not improve in position. Next across the line is going to be Zavi, who does improve again in position up to 10th with a 110.951. We then have Yari still going out. So obviously wants to try and get that pole position, drop himself down with a 5-place penalty. Still give himself a decent chance. So here we are with Carwin coming across to finish his lap. And that's a good lap, 6th place, 109.808. So a big improvement there from Carwin. Okay, next we are going to have invalidation there in the AlphaTauri. And Tickard there's just had a spin coming out of the out of La Rascasse. I think he's going to head into the pits anyway. So Yari now going into the pits, 3 minutes 25, whether he'll look for a final run or not. You'll see Zavi coming into the pits. I think they're all going to come in now. Look at slapping on the softs, fresh set of softs, and going out for one final run. We're driving on board with Mamba, as he's the only one who is on a hot lap at the moment. Here we are heading down to Mirabeau. The hairpin. Turn 7 and 8, which is Poultier, onto the tunnel section. Into the tunnel we go. So flat out through here. It never used to be, but it is now, down into the Nouvelle chicanes, turn 10 and 11. He's up on his sector, up on his best time. He's still a fair way behind Chalkers' time at the moment, but we'll see what Mamba could do as he crosses the line. He puts in a 1:10.374, so 10th place there for Mamba. Whether he'll get another run in, we'll keep our eyes peeled and see. We then have Wesley just behind, coming in to close out his potential penultimate hot lap. We'll see what Wesley can do. Currently 8th with a 109. Does improve to 6th with a 109.737. Livermore behind 9th place, has invalidated. We are then, who's the next one? Kiko, who's just about to start his hot lap. So what we will do is let's keep an eye on Michael and Chalkers at the front here, because I'm sure we're going to be looking at a decent lap here. Yari getting out the way. Michael coming round to complete his hot lap. We'll see what time. No, it's a slow one, 1:15. He's 6 down, so obviously he'll be going for it on this lap. So Yari Chalkers now heading down to Mirabeau. Into the hairpin, which many names. I think it's at Lowe's Grand Hotel hairpin. I'm just going to call it the hairpin because I keep forgetting what it's called. But we are now in Poultier and then through the tunnel. So keeping an eye on Chalkers, see what his split time is going to be at the end of this second sector. Just down to Nouvelle chicane now before the left of Tabac into the swimming pool section. Should find out here whether he is up. No, he's much slower on this one. So obviously just a sighter lap for him, but Michael is quicker by a 1/10 of a second. Might just be enough to pull himself ahead of Yari. It just depends how the remainder of this lap goes. And he doesn't. 109.114. Sorry, it was messing about a bit then. It said he did a 108. So Broomer now coming onto the start finish line. Let's see if Broomer can improve on his 9th place. He improves in time and position by 1, so Broomer up into 8th position. Wesley now on his 2nd lap on the softs and gets a quicker time, so moves himself up into 7th. Notice Shabby hasn't actually gone out and done a lap. He was late home from work today, so struggling to get us set up and everything ready. It's still good that he joined us, but he's got it all to do from the back of the grid there. So there's our grid. Chalkers taking pole position. I think it's his 4th pole position of the year, Chalkers. So he's does very well on a Saturday, but also does well on a Sunday. So carries it through. Yari with 2nd position, but obviously with a 5 place grid penalty, is going to drop him down. And 3rd place, I will tell you in a minute when the screen comes back on. I think it was Michael, and then we had Tickard, Donkey Dan, Invisible, and Wesley. So yeah, indeed, Chalkers taking pole position. Yari taking 2nd there in the Mercedes, but with that 5 place grid penalty. Michael in 3rd, then Tickard 4th. Donkey Dan in 5th in 6th position we have Invisible, 7th Wesley, 8th Bruma. In 9th we have debutant Carwin Robb, so a good lap from him to put himself into 9th, just ahead of the other debutant Living Wall, who's in 10th. 11th we have Kiko, 12th Black Mamba, 13th Bren. 14th we have Zavi, 15th Shabby, and 16th Prince, so neither of those at the end being unable to put a lap on the board. Bit of information in just regarding the Yari and Prince incident. I think Prince actually spun and Yari couldn't avoid him, so unfortunately contact was made there, but we'll see how he can do from his race position.
You can feel the tension in the air as we move into race day here at Monaco. It's a track that requires the full concentration of the drivers with zero margin for error. It tests their skills to the absolute limits, so no wonder it remains a fan favourite. The prestigious Circuit de Monaco then. It's not all that dissimilar today to the layout that made its debut almost a century ago. It's 2 miles and 19 corners through the streets of Monte Carlo, and although the average lap speed of around 93 miles per hour is the lowest of the season, the tiny margins for error make it the natural habitat of the safety car.
Well, welcome back. The drivers have selected their strategy and are off on their warm-up lap. Let's just get the details set up for the race. Okay, so running through the grid, we have Chalkers taken pole position in his McLaren. 4th pole position of the year for Chalkers, out of 8 races, so 50% success rate for him. Michael also taking the front row grid thanks to the penalty to Yari. So it's an all McLaren front row. We have Tickard in 3rd in the Aston Martin. In 4th we have Donkey Dan in the Mercedes. 5th the second Aston Martin of Invisible. In 6th we have Wesley in the Alfa Romeo. In 7th we have Yari, who with that 5-place grid penalty obviously drops down to 7th. 8th place is Bruma in the Williams. 9th is Carwin Robb on his debut in the Haas. Living Wall in 10th, again on his debut in the Red Bull. 11th Kiko in the AlphaTauri. 12th Mamba in the Williams. Then we have Bren in the Alpine, Zavi in the Ferrari, Shabby starting on the back row in the Alfa Romeo, along with Prince in the AlphaTauri. So it'll be interesting to see how they progress through the race. So here we are, just waiting for the last cars to settle. Hopefully I will get a better camera position than this. Can we get a better camera? We can. Okay. So we are on board. 5 red lights are out and away we go. This is the start of the Monaco Grand Prix. A good start by Chalkers. A fantastic start there by Tickard to come up the inside of Michael. The move doesn't actually stick. Keeping back. It looks like it's a fairly clean start. So no incidents. Chalkers has got away well. Michael's got away well. Tickard looking up the inside of Michael for that 2nd place. Couldn't quite stick it. Going into Saint Devot, but the race is very early days here, just keeping an eye at the back. We have cars at standstill. Carwin Robb not having a good start there, dropping 7 places to the back of the grid, to the back of the field, sorry, to 16th. Just keeping an eye, see if there's any movement at all. Doesn't seem like we have. So the field's spread out a bit down in from 8th to 9th. Kiko now passing Living Wall. I don't know if Living Wall has any damage. Is he going to come into the pits? He does. It's a shame for Livermore on his debut. Going to be dropping down. But still 37 laps to go. Anything can happen in this. So Michael sitting behind his teammate. So certainly not out of the championship running by any means. So I don't think there'll be any team orders will come into play. So yeah, Carwin's now coming out of the pits. Right at the back of the field, so he'll have a lot to make up there. Okay, Yari has made up one place so far. And Shabby at the back is already up to 12th, and Prince Killer up to 11th as well. So I know we've had a couple come in with Livermore and Carwin. Not sure what happened to Brent at the beginning there. Has a penalty already, which is never good. Chalker's taking the fastest lap, which I think is inevitable. Clean air in front of him. Shabby. A little bit of drifting through that corner there. But controls it well. So yeah, him and Prince are doing quite well, working their way through the field at the moment. Let's see, where else do we have? So Yavi, sorry, and Bren have pitted there, so they must have had damage early doors. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very difficult race for them at the back now. But Chalker's taken the lead from pole position. Just got a good start. There was no dramas near him. He nearly lost it then. That was a bit of a tank slapper there. But it's going to happen as the tyres start to go off. It's going to get harder and harder. Yari now up into 4th place. Invisible's out. Where is Invisible out? Looks like the swimming pool section. It's the second part of the swimming pool section. Turns 15, 16 looks like. Yeah, oh, there he's right in the middle of the track as well. That should be a safety car. Well, congratulations if nobody actually hit that, because that was right in the middle of the track, just going around the fast left-hander. Fairly blind, that's not what you want, but I say unfortunate for Invisible. So that's his race over on lap 3, I think it was. Just behind Ticker, keeping up good pace this week with Michael. Oh, saying that. 3-second time penalty for Ticker. Pushed it a little bit too far there and cut the corner. So Yari 4th place, 3.9 behind. But interesting to see if he closes up on Ticker, obviously with Wesley just behind him. A couple of seconds further down the road, but he is coming under immense pressure at the moment from Donkey Dan. Donkey Dan dropped 2 places from the start of the race. Looked for a move there. So difficult to overtake at Monaco. It really is. Okay, we're going to tyres up so we can see who is on what tyre and how they're doing. Obviously the soft runners up front at the moment, 1 to 7 all on softs, then we've got 8 to 13 on mediums, and then 14 and 15 are on hards. So certainly tiered out at the moment, but we do have drivers at the bottom that have made early pit stops. Just keeping an eye on this Wesley battle. He's got Donkey, as I say, just behind him, Donkey Dam, who looked, Bit of loss of traction at the back there, otherwise I think he might have gone for the move going up into turn 1. Side by side going up the hill. Really is though with Monaco, if you put your car in the right place, it is near impossible to overtake. I think looking back on years gone by in real life Grand Prix, 1992 I think rings a bell. Donkey looking up the inside there, but yeah, 92 where Mansell was leading in the Williams by quite a long way, and then unfortunately had a puncture. Came in and was a long way then behind Ayrton Senna and hunted him down in a matter of a few laps, but then just sat there lap after lap after lap, not being able to get past him. It is all about placement. And talking to Senna, I don't think anyone can forget his pole lap of 1990 with the onboard footage. Just the fact that he took most of these corners one-handed because of gear changes. So, it was a lot less safe back in those days. Although it was better. I mean, I think in the 1960s there was one driver, Paul Hawkins, in a Lotus, actually ended up in the water. So it has improved quite a lot since then, so hopefully we won't see anybody in the water today. Okay, so we've got a train of about 3 here. We have Xavi has dropped a position. And Carwin is out. Where was Carwin out? Looks like the swimming pool section has taken its second victim of the day. It has indeed. So, you know, it's a shame from Carwin there. He showed good promise, good qualifying session. Started the Grand Prix well. I think had a bit of an incident which has unfortunately put pay to his chances today. But further back, Yari has completely Chalkers has got front end plate damage. I thought so as I saw him coming in. It's a bit early for a pit stop for him. So Michael taking the lead whilst I was looking at everybody else. We've had a bit of an incident there. Donkey and Donkey's past Wesley now. So again, missed that whilst we were trying to watch Michael up front. Oh yeah, Evil Master as well, thank you for that in the chat. We were talking about 2018, where basically Danny Ricciardo could not get past, couldn't get it past 6th gear, and yeah, absolute legend, Ricciardo. Love him, love his smile, love his celebrations drinking from the boot. I don't think anybody else does, but I certainly wouldn't share it with him, but yeah, he's certainly a character. Okay, so Shabit, Prince is out. Where is Prince out? We have a couple of cars involved down there. Mamba is involved. But yeah, Prince, that didn't look very nice, the front of his car. So I wonder if he's hit the back of somebody under braking. It's gone now. But yeah, certainly interesting. So we have Michael has now pitted as well. So perhaps they are going for the early stop here and see what happens. It might just be that Chalkers broke his wing at the right time. But back at the front, Yari working his way up from 7th place. He's closed down nearly 3 seconds on Tickard, or he had done whilst Tickard was tied up behind Michael. Tickard now in fresh air. We'll see if he can, or has anything pace-wise to pull away from Yari. I think Yari has the pace, but it's just whether he can get past. Jerry seems much quicker, much more comfortable at the moment on the 9-lap old softs than Tickard. So in Monaco, you just can't get past. So lap 10, Yari pushing Tickard through the chicane there. And come on, faster, faster, or get out of the way. You're going to get a good drive here. Is Yari going to go for a move? He's left the outside, only just. So Tickard lets him go there, I think. He's knows that's a battle he's not going to win, so it's a sensible approach there by Tickard. But yeah, as a chat, I mean, we're very surprised we've not had a safety car at all yet, especially with Invisible in the middle of the track. I did expect there to be a safety car, but what more can we say about the safety car in the Codemasters Formula 1 games? They come out when you tap a wall, but yeah, if you've got a car blocking the track, it doesn't come out at all. I think we had the same situation at a race in Canada, where coming out through the final corners, Champions Wall, somebody crashed there and blocked the track. And again, no safety car came out. But we've had others that have tapped the wall, lost an end plate, and the safety car's come out. So hopefully they'll get this sorted out for F1 2040, and we can look forward to playing it then. The Chalker's making his way past Kiko, having a bit of a... Kiko's wing has gone there. I think he was struggling to turn into the corner. Michael taken advantage of that and moved himself up into 5th. So we have Chalkers and Michael back up into 4th and 5th. Broomer is on the tail of Livermore. We'll see if Broomer can move himself up into 9th. Tickard there moving past Kiko. Kiko now is just, unfortunately, a sitting duck for anyone behind him until he can get that front wing changed. They'll take it so easy coming round here. Michael. Chalkers is picking again. Front wing damage again. So it's 2 front wings for Chalkers. That's gonna hurt him quite badly. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, we've got a comment in the chat about the potentially the same bug as 2020 where the safety car doesn't come out at Monaco. So it'll be interesting to see if any of the other divisions have this. I know I raced in F2 around here last night, and we didn't have a single safety car last night either. So potentially it's another bug. So right, looking here, Michael now closing in on Shabby. 8 laps difference between them. Shabby obviously didn't get any real warm-up for today's race. Running late from work, I think just about made it in time to join the lobby. But never fails to impress. And Yari has come back out in the lead after pitting. We have Wesley now into the pit. Coming out, he's in 5th. It's going to be very tight with Living Wall. I think he just lost out there, but will have much better grip on 11 lap younger tyres. So I do expect to see Wesley get past Living Wall shortly, and then I'm sure he'll look on the hunt for Tickard. So Mamba does get past Zabi there. And it looks like Broomer is going to go for the move as well. Yes. Good move by Broomer, and good by Zabi as well to give him the space. Doesn't always happen. But here we go, Tickard has now closed up on the back of Michael. Michael is closed on the back of Shabby. So we have a three-way battle for second. Michael again into the pits. He must have front wing damage. He does. So all of this is fantastic news for Yari. Currently out in front with a 4-second lead. 1 lap old mediums that he'll look at taking to the end. If he doesn't get a safety car, he's in a very good position. So Michael out of the pits. Who was that? That was Bren. So Bren is out. We have our 4th retirement of the evening. So I see if a safety car is going to come out for this one. Again, he's blocking the track. It's a yellow flag in sector 1. It looks like it's cleared now, so they are clearing them quite quickly, but it's just absolutely surprising that we get no safety car come out at all. But we'll see. It'll probably get to the last 5 laps, and we'll have a Michael Massey moment where one will come out for no reason, and then it'll be a couple of lap shootout. Michael's gone. Oh. Michael is not having a lot of luck this year at all. Kiko there getting out of the way. I think he must have front wing damage as well, so I wonder if... No, he hasn't got any damage. I wonder if Kiko and Michael might have had an incident. It's hard to tell, but it's... That's a real shame for Michael. Looked strong on pace again. I mean, another weekend that he's been very, very strong on pace. And the luck just hasn't gone his way. I think otherwise he would certainly be up there with Chalkers and Shabby. He's got the speed, got the racecraft, but you can't do anything with luck. So Ticker picking up another penalty, but now in 3rd place, quite happy. Livermore in 4th, still being chased down by Wesley. Chalker's still in 6th position in his with his new tyres and new front wing. But this is the closest bell we got, and Wesley looks desperate to get past. Again, I think Wesley's got more pace, but it's just you can't get past. So lap 16 to 39, multiple crashes, multiple track blockages, and no safety car. So at the back we have Kiko and Mamba just ahead. But Yari is 15.2 seconds ahead, and we are not at the halfway point yet. Managed to keep himself out of trouble and has moved himself up into the 1st position. Obviously we showed that he had the pace during qualifying, but due to an incident, keep an eye on these two of the bows. It'll be a bit of a nice little fight going on between Kiko and Mamba for the last point scoring position. Oh, Mamba's round. Mamba's out. So Monaco, another one bites the dust at Monaco. That is now 6 retirements. We've only got 10 runners, so keep it on the black stuff and you will pick up points today. So a quick run through of the leaderboard as we stand. Yari leading, moving his way up from 7th on the grid. qualified second, but with that 5-place grid penalty. Shabby starting, I think he started 15th, has worked his way up into second place. Obviously 16 lap old mediums will need to make a pit stop, but track position is key at Monaco. I think Shabby is really struggling on those tyres now. Tickard is all over the back of him, and Shabby's losing a lot of time to Yari. So Tickard now past Shabby. Wesley, his teammate, just behind Shabby. I expect Shabby's going to move over and let him pass. Let Wesley then chase down. Yep, there we go, change has already happened. So Wesley will now be chasing down Tickard. But yeah, it does look like the hard tyre was certainly not the tyre to be on around Monaco. I think everybody that's been on it has struggled. I mean, Mamba obviously coming out the Lowe's hairpin there, losing traction. Carwin Rob, we didn't actually see what happened, but yeah, it certainly doesn't look like hards are going to be an option I'll be taking. But then it's always worth a gamble if you get damage on the first few laps. Come and put the hards on, try and make up time if there's a safety car, which never seems to be when you want one. So Wesley now on the hunt for Tickard, 1.6 gap. We'll see how that reduces down. But Chalkers and Shabby now first and second on the championship reversed. Shabby currently second in the championship in 6th, and Chalkers leading the championship in 7th. So Shabby will be more than happy to keep Chalkers behind for the next 21 laps if he can. So I certainly don't think Chalkers could do with losing another front wing. I'm not sure McLaren have got many stacked up in there anymore. I think he's had 2 already. Michael having 1. So yeah, you certainly need to bring some spare wings when you come to Monaco, and some money for the casino. A bit of a lock up there from Shabby, and a bit of a loose rear end, but Shabby actually got onto the soft, so I expect he will, well, definitely make it another pit stop. It's whether he will look for 2 pairs of softs, I would have thought. Can't see him going soft medium, not unless there's a safety car, then that would be the ideal move to make. But judging by safety cars so far, it's not going to happen. Yeah, Shabby and Chalkers in 6th and 7th, and Shabby is closing in on Broomer. Quite a rate of knots, obviously 7 laps different between the tyres and a complete compound as well. But hats off to Chalkers, sitting behind, he's keeping pace with Shabby, and he's on the medium, so again it's looking good for Chalkers. But then I said that about Michael, and Michael's now sitting in the bar, so nice 3-way battle that's happening here. Shabby closing in at a rate of knots. But again, closing's one thing, getting past you something completely different at Monaco. We are going into the tunnel section. with Shabby. I don't think he's going to get a good enough drive to make a move up the inside. No, so Brummer's going to keep that one. Who do we have off the track there? I think it was just Kiko getting out the way. So credit to Kiko there. Tickard has pitted for a fresh set of mediums. I'm not sure if there was any front wing damage there. So just try to keep my eyes peeled on the close battle that we've got going on between Brummer, Shabby and Chalkers. Where are they going to come out compared to Tickard? So Tickard's going to keep his 4th place on fresh mediums. A couple of seconds clear from Brummer at the moment. Shabby and Chalkers in single file behind. But here we go, Shabby looking for a move up the inside, not quite there. And so he has compromised himself now for the chicane, but he doesn't leave himself open to Chalkers, who gives him a little nudge there, but it's just under braking, very difficult. Now into Poultier, back onto the tunnel section. Has Shabby got a good enough drive, or has Chalkers got a good enough drive? No. You have to be so close coming out of Poultier if you want to make a move going through the tunnel, or at least out braking going into the Nouveau chicane. But I would have thought Shabby would have that extra drive, obviously on the softs. 3 lap old now, so here we go. Shabby is all over the back of Brummer, but just cannot get past. And Brummer rightly just putting his car in the right position. They are so close. One small wrong move and that's another front wing that you're after. It's not conducive to fantastic racing at Monaco, but it's just such a historic track. It's one you can't take off the calendar, even though you look at it and just say it's so difficult. Chalkers picking up a penalty there. That is going to hurt him. Well, I'm not sure how much, because Shabby's obviously still got another pit stop to make. But if he can keep it clean and others have issues, then you just never know. Xavi there picking up a time penalty. So the penalties are starting to come now. There's 16 laps left. Donkey Dam picking up a penalty. So yeah, we're getting to that point now where I think a bit of tiredness and complacency sets in. And it's very easy to make a mistake. Bit of a nudge there from Chalkers. Hopefully that hasn't given him any wing damage. So yeah, as I say, I'm a very historic track, Monaco. It's not brilliant for racing, but great for spectators and for the actual the event itself is just fantastic. I think track was originally, or the road circuit was originally put together in 1929. Chalkers has pitted, so he will be going another set of mediums. And another nose cone, so that, I think that comes Shabby as well with a nose cone. And has he got a penalty? No, he was just held. Oh, it looked like he was held in the pits, but so yeah, must have missed a bit of contact between those two. No, Tickard currently still in fourth. Livermore on his debut just had a bit of an early issue, but kept himself to himself really, and now sitting in 3rd position, potential podium on his debut. Wesley now up into second place in the Alfa Romeo. And Yari is just, he's almost in next week's race, he's so far ahead. 37 seconds ahead. So I can see Yari perhaps coming in, putting a fresh set of softs on soon, just to make it doubly safe to the end. He's got more than enough time. I'm just going to give Yari some screen time. He's so he's done a brilliant job today. Unfortunate in qualifying, but took advantage of situations within the race, and there's nearly a 40-second lead. So I'm not showed much of him because obviously the battling's been going on behind. But you know, I'd like to give him a bit of screen time and a bit of credit. Will do is just have a look just to see who's got the fastest lap at the moment. Tickwood with a 1:11.022, slightly faster than Yari, but nevertheless an extra point as it stands. Penalty wise, Tickwood does have those 6 seconds of penalty, so it's going to really harm the potential of a podium finish. Chalkers now has 6 seconds as well, so Donkey Dan is closing up on Chalkers, who is coming into the pits. It can't be another front wing. Chalkers. It's another front wing. And a set of softs, so I would expect the fastest lap to potentially go here, but Chalker, I think is that 3 or 4 front wings? And it's so easy to do, especially when you're trying to go fast around Monaco. You just clip something and that's your end plate gone. So, yeah. Not the best of races for Chalkers. It was all looking so good up to about half race distance, and then it seemed to have just fallen apart. So still 12 laps to go. We have a yellow in Sector 2. I think was Xavi having a bit of a spin. But back on the straight and narrow now, he'll have Chalkers, will be hunting him down. Obviously you're going to keep going. There's only 10 runners, so you need to make sure you keep going to pick up points. It is as simple as that. And Monaco there's such high retirement rates. Always worth keep going. I can't remember what year. I remember Bogorovsky was talking about it earlier. 1996, where Olivier Panis won in the Ligier, where everybody else crashed. I think there were 22 runners that day, and only 3 finished. So obviously you finish, you got a podium. So, but yeah, high attrition rate at Monaco. Hoping I am not one of them tomorrow. Although there's no guarantees. I seem to be retiring from more races than I finish these days. So we don't really have any close battles going on. It's the field seems spread out. The smallest gap we've got is a 2-second gap. Although Livingwell is closing that gap. Is he closing that gap on Wesley? Excuse me. 2.1. I think he's keeping about the 2.1, 2.2 second. The same with the gap to Tickwood is just a couple of seconds. But saying that, Tickwood is... Yeah, it's all starting to close up a little bit now. Half a second in 2/3 of a lap, so we'll see. So stops, so in Chalkers 5 stops he's made already. Certainly not where you want to be when you're leading the championship, but yeah, Livingwall is now closing in on Wesley, which is interesting because Wesley's got 11 lap younger tyres. I wonder if Wes has front wing damage or some other kind of damage. Doesn't look like it on the screen. No, front wing seems to be intact, but there could still be small damage to it, which is... Never will get that poor exit there. Tickard. Is Tickard going to go for a move? No, he doesn't sensibly, but Livingwall locked up a bit there, so I think those tyres might just be starting to go off the edge now. 28 laps, it's a monumental effort. Now, if he's going to keep them going another 8 laps, he can't do 36 laps, they'll explode. After saying there was no battles going on, they seem to have closed up a bit, so at least we're going to get a bit of a fight potentially for the last 8 laps. Oh, and there we have a collision. Looks like Tickard might have just outbroke himself there a little bit and hit the back of Livingwall. So Livingwall, after he was having such a good race as well. I mean, obviously he's going to need to get rid of those tyres anyway, but it's always something. Bitter luck, bitter luck. But Tickard now up into the final podium position. So 2 seconds behind Wesley. I expect him to close that back up fairly quickly. So Wesley really is struggling. Tickard has much more pace. So 9 lap difference in the tyres, but I do wonder if Wesley is carrying a little bit of damage there. Bit of a kick out there. Chalkers picking up another penalty. And that's 9 seconds he's got now, so certainly not Chalkers' day so far. And Livingwall does indeed pit. Get a new nose cone fitted. Oh, I can't take my eyes off of this one. So we're half a second between the two. Say Tickard will go for a move. He proved that on Livingwall. So Wesley could be in a position to, sometimes it might just be better to let them go, keep the points, especially with the title still at stake, and Alfa Romeo trying to close up to McLaren in the Constructors' title. But yeah, Wesley is a very experienced driver and will put the car in exactly the right position. So out front, Wesley, Yari 40 seconds clear and has just pitted as well. That is to have that much of a buffer. So yeah, he's now onto the softs. I wonder if he's going to look for the fastest lap. Livingwall getting out the way there when he got lapped, so all credit to you there. They're going back to the Tickard battle. Tickard and Wesley, I think this could be nose to tail for the next 5 or 6 laps. It's just whether Wesley makes a mistake or Tickard can manoeuvre his way past, or shoehorn his way past, really. Wesley is struggling on those tyres, or as I say, with some damage, because he does seem a lot slower than normal. Especially we've got Kiko behind now, obviously a lap down, but he's closing up on these two. So entering the last 5 laps. Just looking at the chat. Thanks, Evil Masters, putting me right on the Livermore incident. I thought perhaps there was contact with Tickard, but it looks like he's hit the inside wall, which has given him the issue there. So thanks for pointing that out. Donkey Dan and Shabby there. So Shabby moving his way. He's up in the 5th place from 15th on the grid, I believe. So it's a +10. Good race again by Shabby, picking up valuable points in the battle for the title. Yari picking up a 3-second penalty there, although to be a 48 seconds clear, it doesn't really matter. Tickard still behind Wesley, and I just cannot see this changing at all. Donkey as well is keeping Shabby honest. Shabby on 10 lap old soft, so they're going to be past their best. Donkey Dan, he's on 22 lap old mediums. I mean, the one behind Livermore coming back out of the pits after his misdemeanour at Massenane Casino. So it looks like Yari has now lapped everybody up to, is it Broomer in 4th? I think it is. Broomer. Yeah. So Tickard again very close to the back of Wesley. Oh, Tickard nearly lost it there. So yeah, Shabby had a moment. Obviously let Donkey Dan past him. I can't see he is going to close that gap either. In fact, if anything, we've got Livermore, I think, could take the position away from Shabby. So it does seem to be, I'm cursing everybody tonight, because it do seem to say they're doing really well. And next thing, they're in the wall or sideways or dropping backwards. So I'm not going to say anything anymore. Not about any driver. Yari's doing awful. Wesley's rubbish. But no, it's been an awesome display tonight by Yari. He's just, I say, been in a different class. Tickard still stuck behind. Is Livermore going to go for a move on Shabby? He does go for a dive up the inside. They both give each other enough room, which is good. So you're really looking for that opportunity. Just as someone going slightly wide, but Livermore has got much better traction on these new tyres. So will he go for a move into the Nouvelle chicane? He does indeed, although I'm not quite sure if he cut the corner a little bit there, but But nevertheless, he is now up into 6th place, Shabby down into 7th. So we have the two championship protagonists again in next to each other in 7th and 8th. A bit of a topsy-turvy race for them, this one. So Yari is... he's just been different class today. Had an unfortunate incident. I think was a bit disillusioned after qualifying, having that 5th place grid penalty. But credit to him, he picked himself up from that and has gone out and dominated this race. Since taking the lead, he's just running away with it. Again, no safety cars throughout the whole of the Monaco Grand Prix, which is it's a huge rarity, and so I think it's a bit buggy because there should have been at least one, if not two. But it is what it is. Yari is certainly not complaining as he now comes to cross the line. Yeah, you weave, you well deserved that one. Congratulations, Yari. Over a minute's lead. Wesley is still in 2nd place, holding Ticket off. So I can't see that changing. Ticket obviously with a penalty as well, so would need to get past and pull out a 3-second gap in half a lap. It's just not going to happen. Okay, so we're just waiting for 2nd to come across the line, which is going to be Wesley, who has held off Ticket for lap after lap after lap. So congratulations to Wesley. Great result there. Ticket drops down to 4th, but Broomer picking up 3rd place in the Williams. Well, that was a bit of a topsy-turvy. I think he's, apart from Yari, everybody behind had a chance to get on the podium at some point. Shabby picking up driver of the day there, rightly so, coming from 15th on the grid at Monaco's never easy to overtake. Make up, I'm sure he finished 6th in the end, I think, so that'll be 9 places gained during the race, so fantastic effort by him. There we are, Yari enjoying his champagne, and rightly so. So there we have the finishing Yari for Mercedes dominating it by over a minute. Wesley in 2nd place. Then we have Broomer in the Williams in 3rd. Ticker dropping to 4th with the penalty. Had a great race in the Aston Martin. Donkey Dan 5th. Livermore coming home 6th in the Red Bull. 7th Shabby in the Alfa Romeo. 8th Chalkers. So damage limitations there on points from Chalkers after 5 pit stops. Xavi in 9th place. Then we have Kiko was the last of the runners and point scorers in 10th. The retirements we have Mamba, Michael, Bren, Prince Killer, Carwin Rob and Invisible. So that has been round 8 of the DTR Division 1 Season 2 Championship from Monaco. So quite a few incidents, some good racing there. A few mistakes cost people places, but yeah, no safety car, which was remarkable, especially where some people were in that. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Once you're finished here, if you'd like to tune into YouTube, Bogorovsky was commentating on Division 5 tonight, so I'm sure that will be interesting to watch as well. Tomorrow night we have Divisions 2 and Division 4, which will be live on YouTube at 8 o'clock. and rounding out on Thursday we have Division 3 at 8 o'clock. So thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've been Nellboy, and I'll see you next week.